What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. And in this video, as promised, as we do every single month, we'll be going over the recent update, getting into the nitty-gritty of it all, weighing up the pros and the cons, and determining whether the update was any good and what it means for Battlefront 2 going forward. Now, first off, guys, sorry that this video is a little bit late as the update was a few days ago, but I have just been swamped with uni as it's my last week for the year, so I had to get all of that out of the way. But it's kind of been a blessing in disguise because new developments have come out since the update went live, so we'll of course touch on them throughout the video as well. And before I get into my thoughts on the update, be sure to post your thoughts on the update in the comments as I am very interested to see what you guys are thinking when it comes to the October update. So guys, if you do want to see more of these types of videos as well as some Jedi Fallen Order videos in a few weeks time, then be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss a thing. But now let's dive on into this video. So DICE announced this update as another night on Endor. So from the get-go, I was kind of already a little bit disappointed, as someone who thought that Ewok Hunt was one of DICE's most just confusing additions to the game, given the state Battlefront 2 was in when they did release it. I was not exactly jumping for joy when I heard that we'd be getting another update for Ewok Hunt. Now, they branded a new, and I stress new, Ewok Hunt map. Yet, it is just a part of a pre-existing map that has been in the game since launch. So, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of had me on a sour note once again. Like, yeah, they changed the mode around a little bit with new objectives, but I personally, and I mean personally here, this is subjective, I think that people are going to play Ewok Hunt for maybe a couple days, maybe a week, then never return to it again, as the game mode is fairly boring once the novelty wears off, again, in my opinion. And it tends to wear off very quickly. So the Ewok Hunt part of this update for me was a total bust, and it was kind of inevitable because I don't think Ewok Hunt should be a focus for DICE considering their lack of personnel working on the game. But I mean, I guess they just wanted to do something in this update that they could market, so they went for Ewok Hunt. Like, I get it, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand. But on the other hand, if you do enjoy Ewok Hunt, then the power to you, but for me personally, I just don't rate it after a few games. After I play maybe 1 or 2 games of Ewok Hunt, I am done with it. I don't need to play anymore. And the changes they made to the mode, and with the new but not new map, it hasn't changed my thoughts on that either. So for me, Ewok Hunt is still very disposable, and in terms of this update, I don't really care for it. But now moving on to a part of this update that I actually did really like, at least for the most part, was the hero skin additions for Luke, getting his Yavin Ceremony outfit finally, and Han getting his Yavin Ceremony skin respectively. Now, I was really happy with the announcement of these skins because they have been a long time coming for sure, especially the Ceremony Luke skin. That skin has been getting thrown around for well over a year now. So we really do have a pretty decent collection building in terms of Luke skins considering the Farmboy skin was added recently. All we need now is the Bespin and Endor skins for Luke, and then we are pretty well good to go. Now, as for the Han skin, I am fairly certain that this skin was in the game's files since launch, seeing as it appeared to be in one of the game's trailers back in 2017. But nevertheless, it is here now and it's alright. It isn't anything special, it's not too far off from the Smuggler skin, but hey, I guess it's a new skin, so I'm just gonna let it go. Now, whilst I really do like the Luke Ceremony skin, I am not really a fan of the challenges once again to unlock the skin. After the amount of issues with the challenges in the past, I really wished that they were just going to ditch the whole challenge thing and just let us buy the skins. And the fact that they're sticking with this whole challenge system to unlock skins, it really once again just cements that they do not care about making money for this game. Now also, what's made it even worse and more frustrating is they tied the challenge to Ewok Hunt, which for me is pretty much a nightmare because the less time playing Ewok Hunt, the better, in my opinion. Now, that actually segues me onto the next thing that I do want to talk about in this video, and that is games crashing. Now, I haven't been able to unlock the Luke skin at the time of recording this video because I can't get to 10 kills in Ewok Hunt without getting kicked from the lobby and then having to re-queue. And on the extremely dead Australian servers, that isn't exactly a load of fun to do. Now, granted, this has now actually been confirmed by DICE as something that they are looking into. And they are looking into it as a top priority. As you'll see on screen now, Ben Walker, the community manager for Battlefront 2, has come out and said that PS4 and Xbox One crashes are currently being worked on. This is one of our top priorities right now. He also goes on to say that clone commandos are reverted back to 2000 battle points and co-op can now start when 2 players are in the lobby. So some issues are already being looked at by DICE, which is actually some really good news. They seem to be on top of things, which is a good change from some recent updates where they've just kind of ignored everything and just brushed it all under the rug. So again, this is good to see. So hopefully crashes won't be a thing in a few days' time. So I'm not going to brutalize this update because of the crashes. Now moving on to some pros of the update now that we have, sort of the negative stuff out of the way. The changes for co-op, in my opinion, have been pretty good changes. Not perfect, but still good. We can now defend in co-op as opposed to just attacking. Now, granted, the attacking in co-op is fun, but it is good to have a little bit of diversity in the game mode now. Being able to defend adds more of a dynamic to the mode and is actually really intense at times. Like, if you get right into it and really immersed, then it can be a ton of fun and is without a doubt a good change for the mode and its future in Battlefront 2. Now, also the addition to Felucia for Heroes vs Villains is a really good change that I was really not expecting to see at all. I've got to say, our selection of Heroes vs Villains maps is actually pretty big if I'm honest, and that's a great thing to see. Yet I always seem to get the same 5 or so maps. I don't know if that is just me or if anyone else is having that issue, but regardless, this was a surprising addition to this update, but a welcome one nevertheless. Now, one of the mixed bags for me in this update are the hero changes and the bug fixes. Now, I have to say that overall, the hero combat appears to be much better, much cleaner, and overall, a lot less buggy, and just, less of a buggy mess overall. Hero staggering appears so far to be much better. They did change it so you could get attacked front on, and if you are blocking, you won't receive any stagger. Now, I haven't been able to put this through a really thorough test, but it seems to have worked in the small amount of time I got to play with lightsaber heroes, so that's a good sign right there. They also fixed an issue where lightsaber heroes would still take damage after completing a dash, which is something I was just getting sick and tired of happening. Now, I don't think this has been entirely fixed though, as I swear sometimes I felt like nothing had really changed. Now, also ability registration seems to be working a little bit better on some of the heroes, but the problems with abilities not registering overall is something that DICE still need to be working on. And there are countless other small changes that got some attention in this update, but overall, I am pretty happy with the hero changes and the bug fixes. For once, it seems like more got fixed than actually got broken in terms of hero combat, which I have to say is about damn time. And just before I forget, I also actually forgot to mention the 501st Legion Republic Jet Trooper skin. I love the addition of this skin and easily prefer it over the original one. It's probably not something we really needed, but still, I definitely do like it. So this update overall, I have to say, is a pretty mixed bag. I didn't really have the highest expectations for this update, I'm not going to lie. And the only way I was ever going to give this update like a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 was if they literally eliminated every single hero bug from the game. But of course, that just wasn't meant to be. So if I had to give this update an overall rating out of 10, I'd have to go with a 5 out of 10. Again, this update was just a real mixed bag for me. I love the Luke ceremony and new Jet Trooper skin. And I love that some of the hero bug fixes actually have worked and the tweaks to co-op are good. But between some of the bugs that are still there, the crashes, the lag, and of course, Ewok Hunt for me still being just super disposable and just purely a bit of content just literally there to hold us over, this update is absolutely middle of the road for me. This update is a prime example of holding us over until the big content drop comes later on. Some skins, some quality of life changes, and something to market the update with, of course, that being Ewok Hunt. So guys, what are your thoughts on this update? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. I am getting the overall vibe from the community that I am not alone here in thinking that the update was a mixed bag. So yeah, I'd love to know exactly what you thought of the update in the comments section below. Now, if you did go on to enjoy this video, then be sure to drop a like below, as it does help the video out a great deal. And if you didn't like the video, then feel free to drop a dislike, it's totally fine with me. And if you are new around here and want to see more Star Wars Battlefront 2 content, as well as some Jedi Fallen Order content in a couple of weeks, then be sure to subscribe to the channel for more. But that is just about going to wrap it up for today's video, so thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day, have fun out there on the Battlefront, and I'll talk to you all again real soon.